business training is more around some of the really basic fundamental skill sets and only at a very introductory level, talking about them really, some of the things that you need to consider when you're starting a social enterprise.
So most of us start from this place when we think of starting a social enterprise. Eve Ensler, I think, captures it perfectly, that an activist is someone who cannot help but fight for something, that person is not usually motivated by a need for power or money or fame, but is in fact driven slightly mad by some injustice, some kind of cruelty, some unfairness. So much so that he or she is compelled by some internal moral engine to act to make it better. But before we know it, we're here. We're, up to our ears in, corporate law, in workplace, industrial laws, trademarks, ASIC, accounting, management techniques and the like, and it can just get all too much. So how do we find our way out of this confusion? First things first, you should always remember that strategy should drive your structure. So what are your core goals? Who are the leadership in the team and your main drivers, and how do they want to work together? What do you need or want? Do you want all your decisions to be driven by a democratic membership base, or do you just want to run the business as a sole trader? And what business model is driving you and what you're doing? How do you plan to pay for your expenses? Many groups put a whole lot of work into developing a whole organisation with a fabulous strategic plan without ever really getting clear about their business model. So with your strategic planning, always start with your vision and your mission. Your vision is like your motherhood statement of the kind of world that you want to see. If everything that you thought was wrong was made right. And your mission should really address how you're going to do that. How are you going to achieve your mission? The strategy is all around using the idea of SMART goals. So be very specific, make your goals measurable, make sure they're achievable, make sure they're realistic and also timely. So all of those things need to be addressed in order to execute a good strategy. And then that of course feeds into your operations plan. So who do you need in your team to execute the strategy? What do you need? How much money do you need? Where are you going to be located? And when are you going to do it all? The other good questions to ask about yourself is, who are you? Are you a group of people wanting to share resources to create a project or enterprise? Or are you just going to make your individual resources go further? Are you an individual starting an enterprise? Are you an individual starting a social enterprise? Are you a group starting a social enterprise? So all of these questions are really important to get right before you start. And what's your business model? So in terms of having a think about your revenue streams, what partnerships you want to form, what your cost structure is going to be, what's your value proposition, what sort of benefit are you providing your customers through this particular business. And with the business model canvas, which is a fantastic tool to use, it's important to know that with social enterprise, you're not just looking at the commerce side of things in terms of business, but you're also looking at where you're going to create impact, positive impact. And a really good exercise to go through is looking at Ingrid Burkett's business model generation for social enterprise. That's freely available online if you want to access it, and that will help you really understand the impact side of your business, and also go through your partnerships as well and your value proposition. So really highly recommend that you take a day or two to really get your head around the business model canvas, because it will provide a really good foundation before you even start. And a great reference point as well. And it's a dynamic document, so you'll be able to refer back to it to see how you're tracking, or if things change, you'll be able to tweak it. Also be clear on the social problem that you want to solve. You want to plan for impact measurement right from the start. You want to collect some baseline data so that as your business matures, you're able to refer back to when you started, the various measurables that you started out with and how you've improved on those over the period of time. You want to use evaluation and measurement tools such as the program logic, the social return on investment, or just the very simple social accounting model where you can read your P&L in a completely different way. And also document the most significant changes that you've observed through starting your business, and be really good at telling stories and being generative with your storytelling and your changes.